Good afternoon, folks. Mike Wells, your World Explorer. Today is February the 19th, 2025, and we are at the Sebastian Stormwater Recreational Facility. Now, this location used to be 100% wilderness, mostly oak hammocks, but now the land itself has been turned into a series of ponds or small lakes, if you will, where the water that flows into the St. Sebastian River is pumped into, and all of the sediment that's in that water has time to settle in the ponds at this location. And then it's discharged back into the canal to go to the St. Sebastian River. Now, what you can see back here are a lot of ferns, a lot of live oaks, some sable palms, just all kinds of pretty stuff. Now, the ponds or lakes have attracted, I believe, a gator or two. So hopefully we'll get to see a gator today. So let's just take a walk around and enjoy what we find. Oh, it looks like they've come back here and removed a bunch of these air potatoes. Either that or they just died back from the winter. But a lot of vines from the air potato go like back there. These big vines, they go up into the tree canopies, and the air potatoes will reestablish in the spring and start growing up those old vines. And it's just a rapacious cycle. But yeah, they're an invasive and they're kind of annoying. They can take over an entire forest landscape in no time at all. It looks like there were hogs digging back here because the land looks very rooted and beat up. So this is just the entrance location. A lot of folks come to walk their dogs back here, but I come back here because it's tranquil and I really enjoy the environment back here. You can hear a lot of birds. There are many trails back through here. The further in you go, the more you'll see and the more you'll find. We're just going to cover some of these up front locations today on this fine morning. You'll also find wild citrus trees. I don't see any at this second, but there's a nice oak right there. So yeah, the oak canopy in this area is pretty phenomenal. Right now, I know this is going to sound weird, but all the trees around here do not shed their leaves in the winter or in the fall. They shed their leaves in the right before spring. It's the weirdest thing. And we're approaching spring very quickly right now. So if you look here, look at all these vines coming up. This is not the air potato, but it's something else. I think those are edible too. If you look here, you got all this tree moss. This stuff is some fancy stuff. Has a lot of details in it. Just really neat. It's a whole bunch of it. Grows all the way up this tree. This stuff is fascinating. There you have some burl knots, a couple small ones. But yeah, right up in there. It's really neat. So I'm going to head this way and I'm going to show you where some of these citrus trees are. Here we go. The oaks are just so majestic and they're really nice. Look this way. Got another path that heads off that way. I really wish I could take you through all the paths today. I just don't have the time, but we'll cover this one this morning. Look how much green there is back here. It's a very lively location. There are air plants and ferns in these trees, as you can tell. Beautiful. There's a few dead older oaks. I think those might be the laurel oaks that used to exist here. Some of these oaks, you can tell they had to claw and climb and fight to get some space under the sun. They have a lot of character. Like this one, for instance. It just climbed and crawled that way over the years and found its location under the sun. Now, if we just walk a little bit into here, which is off of the beaten path, I think we might see some of these citrus trees. Yep. So here it is. You can't really tell. Where is it? Oh no, it's tough. Let's look at the leaves. I think those, I don't know, that might be a live oak. Just a younger one. I'm not sure. Oh wait, look. Ha! There they are. So let's go on to the beaten path, and we'll get closer to those citrus trees. They even have some oranges on them. So here they are. So you see the distinct difference in the bark? This bark here, way different than that bark over there. See? So if you look up, you might be able to see some oranges. So I don't see any right here at this spot, but I did see some coming from back there somewhere. There they are. There they are. I actually nabbed a couple of these oranges years ago and planted them in my yard because they grow naturally at this location. So I figured, oh, why not try to grow them in my yard? This is a cultivar that seems to do well and thrive here and thrive on neglect. So that's what I did. I took a few, and now they're growing in my yard. Look at that. That's where they are. A lot of moss in that oak tree right there. Very, very fancy looking. So we'll go out this way. I'm pretty sure that we have a high chance of seeing a gator. So let's go check. Now this opens up. This is the first pond. Look at those oaks. They're just so pretty. They just are sprawling and they reach. Bunch of fish over there. There's a bunch of largemouth bass that live in here. Not so much this front lake, but the back too. Now I don't see the gators, so we're gonna head over this way. There are some more citrus trees over here to the left, up here. Let's see if we can spot them. Look at how old these oaks are, though. The way you know these oaks are very old is by the amount of ferns that grow on their branches. Look at that. So many ferns. Amazing. They're just everywhere. Incredible amount of fern growth. Now those citrus trees are right in front of us here. I don't see any oranges though, but they exist right here as well. You can see a couple more leaves right there from the citrus trees. So we're gonna keep heading through. We'll just go this way around the bridge and we'll check the second pond because that's where the gator has been hanging out the most lately. A lot of folks like to come out here and just relax and fish and jog and do all that kind of stuff. Walk their dogs. See the oaks, how they reach over. Now, I'm not sure about the history of this location, but I've been told that there was a big fire back here at one point in time in the past. And so that caused them to take action and turn it into more of like a buffer / preserve. But I could be wrong on that. I don't see this gator yet. Let's go find this gator. He may not be out this morning. Last time I saw this gator was up here on the left, and that was a couple days ago. I don't see him. He was right up there on the bank. He was literally where you see that stick sticking up on the right there. Yeah, I don't see him yet, so we're gonna keep heading up that way. All right, we're closer to our location. I think I might see a turtle. Let's see if we can sneak up on him. You see that spot right there? Let's see if we can sneak on him. That's gotta be a turtle. Yeah, he just went in the water. That stinks. Those guys are hard to sneak up on. Let me go over to this third pond back here. All right, I'm at the third pond and I do not see this gator, but I do see this little bird hunting. So this gator's not present. So we'll go check over that way. All right, I'm currently on the other side of that little spillway over there. And I don't see a gator on the banks yet. I don't see a gator in the water. I see a big bird over there. I don't know if you can tell. There he is. He's just airing out. Must have been swimming. He better be careful because that gator is lurking. Now that alligator is not going to hang out on the banks unless it has a bunch of food that it's trying to digest. And during the cool times of the year, they usually come to the banks and sunbathe after they've eaten something so they can digest their food. But during the warm times of the year, they don't have to worry about that because it's so hot. Even the water is hot. I don't see this gator. Let's see if they hang out. Let's see if this gator's over here. Let's look in this pond. This location is a beautiful location. There's a lot to see here. Plenty of woods to go rummaging around in. You'll even find bolete, mushrooms. Some of them are edible, some of them are disgusting. But if you're a mushroom enthusiast, I'll show you where you can find them. I just saw something. There he is. A turtle. I have to sneak up on him slowly. Dang it, he went into the water. He probably felt my little bit of ground vibration. That's him, that little dot. Well, at least you saw a little bit of him. I'm really wondering if that gator is anywhere near here. I have found in the past that alligator likes to hang out over here too. Basically everywhere. Everywhere there is water. I don't see him on the banks, so we're going to keep looking around. I'm just going to head this way a little bit and see what we can spot. All right, I'm up further. Some folks walking on the bank way over there, but I can't spot him. I don't see him this morning right now. I thought for sure he'd be out, but guess not. Not today, not right now. Maybe this evening. I'm not sure. This afternoon. So if we go over here, can't see him on the bank right here. He's just not hanging out. Well, we'll probably just go ahead and, oh, look at those little duckies. We'll just go ahead and start heading back, and if we see him, the camera's going on. All right, on our travels back, I just want to show you this area through the oaks. During the mushroom growing season, which I think is mostly the fall, this is where the mushrooms grow heavily, all along in the woods over here and over here. So I'm going to take you to a couple spots right up here where they grow really densely. All right, we're running up on a location, but I always just travel down here and I can see them. I don't think they're out right now, obviously, but this is about where they would be. Especially right up in here. Look at this. This is an old pine tree. It's the Pinus elioti. right here. Now this stuff is interesting because it's golden color on the inside, but this wood does not get eaten by the bugs. It's the heart of the Eliade pine. The reason it doesn't get eaten is because there's a turpentine resin that is keeping those bugs from wanting to eat that wood. So these pieces of wood just hang out back here for years, and they don't decompose. It takes a long time. It takes a lot of sunshine, a lot of oxidation, slow wear and tear from root intrusion, from moss, to break those down. So yeah, here's where the mushrooms really love to thrive. Let's just walk in here. It's kind of pretty looking. You can smell that this is an environment that's rife for mushroom growth. Look at this. Holy smokes, that's a beefsteak mushroom. Look at this. Look at this log. This is a palm that fell down. Look at that, huh? That is some fancy looking stuff. Talk about a photo opportunity. Those are prized right there. That's incredible. Brand new growth right there on the bottom. The top looks like older growth. So, yeah, the beefsteaks, they love these palm trees. But this is really cool. Look at these ferns growing everywhere. The beefsteaks on this, here's another one on the ground. The beefsteaks on this are plentiful. Look at them all in there. That's incredible. Look at that. If you ever needed to collect beefsteak fungus, this would be an opportunity. Oh, look at this. This is such a beautiful, beautiful sight. Look at that oak right there. That crawling, sprawling oak. Look at this one right here. This oak's getting old. This oak is very well developed. It's a beautiful oak tree, live oak. But this type of location is where we find those boletes all throughout back there. Let's look up further. There's another spot right up here that's pretty rife with grow conditions where the mushrooms can grow heavily. All right, I've arrived. Nice live oak right there. I want you to see how many thousands upon thousands of air plants are in this tree right here. Look at this chaos. Look at that. I mean, so many air plants. Let's get up close. Here they are. This is what they look like. Wow, that's so neat looking. It's just so fancy. But look up there. Unprecedented amount of air plants. Look up there. They are everywhere. I can't get a good focus on this camera for some reason. All right. Look at all these air plants. Wow. This is astonishing. It's a big one. A couple big ones. Look at them all. Right there. So many. Just an incredible amount of air plants. So yes, I am up in the tree. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to get the perfect shot. But now I have to get down, so that's what I'm gonna do. Beautiful air plants though, all over in this tree, in this oak tree. All right, I've arrived safely back down. Now I want to show you these colors. This is a form of what is known as lichen. Beautiful colors. This stuff exists all throughout Florida. Just incredible. Look back here. See these air plants? They're just grabbing onto everything. So beautiful. Back here, there's going to be a lot of mushrooms when it's mushroom season. You can tell because of all the leaves, detritus on the ground. Look over here. So the air plants are propagating. What they do, let's look here. What they do is when they get big, they throw a bunch of pods. They don't throw them, but the pods pop out, right? And then they open up. And when they open up, they have these furry looking clusters that start to get disrupted on windy days. And the fur acts as like an umbrella that it will carry the seed to a new location. And that's how they self-propagate. It works. It's a very effective tool for propagation. And nature did that all on its own. We didn't have to help it, coax it. We didn't have to genetically modify these organisms. We didn't have to force adaptation, none of that. Nature just works on its own. But this area is rife with opportunities for boletes. And I really wanted to show you folks that. There's a nice oak right there. So we're gonna go up this way and start heading back, and hopefully we'll see that gator. Here we are just passing some oaks with lots of lichen. And I wanted to show you some stuff in here too. We have some moss growing on the top side of one of these palms. It's just a sable palm. We have some foot ferns. That's what these are. And then we have some shoestring ferns. That's what those are. That is the moss. But you'll see stuff like this all the time back here. Just incredible. Just creates so much unparalleled random beauty. If you look over here too, you can always tell which direction there is water when you enter into an oak hammock, because that's the direction the moss grows. So there's moss on this side, that means there's water coming from this direction. Same thing. See? Water coming from that direction. So it's just a little bit of knowledge for you. But it's so beautiful back here. Just so much to see. Don't be afraid. Now I'm gonna cut through here and try to sneak up on that gator if I can. So let me get to that other ridge over there. All right, I've seen this pond in the past dried up. This is a very shallow pond area, but I've seen a lot of apple snails back here before, which are an invasive, by the way. Now these cypress trees have been planted here. Look at that giant air plant. See him right there? Huge air plant. Stuff like this is worth coming out to view and see. But you can tell something's been traveling all throughout here. because this grass is heavily disturbed. It has trails in it. I wouldn't doubt it if the gator is actually living right here somewhere. I gotta keep my eyes open. I don't see any balding on the shorelines though, so it hasn't picked a nest. When you see that balding, that means there's a nest. That gator's not going anywhere. It's a female, and she's chosen that spot to have her babies. So let's look around. Something is crawling over there through the water. Might have been like some weird bug or snake or lizard or something. I don't know. I'm not seeing this alligator. Let's look over here. I think it'd be so cool if we could see that gator today. What is that? I don't know what that is, but it's like a giant, might be like probably just some equipment. That's gotta be what that is. Look at that. There's the gator. Holy smokes. How are we gonna get to it? We gotta go back around. That's the gator, folks. We gotta go see this gator. I'm not able to get a very good shot of it, but dang, my intuition was right on, because this is a very shallow pond and it has a lot of catfish in it. So that gator goes where the food is most abundant. And yeah, he's hanging right there. Okay, we're on the side. She's back this way, so we've got to creep up back there somehow. It looks like there is a footpath. That's incredible. Okay, so we're gonna do this. This is dangerous, folks. But I've been around gators my whole life. I know what to do. I can run. That's the best option. Okay, so we're gonna sneak up on her. I don't want to startle her though. We know where she's at. Way over there. Wow, she's been very active. I have to be quiet now. Dang it. Dang it, she went in the water. I don't know why she's afraid right now. She wasn't afraid of anything 2 days ago when she was sitting out right on that levee over there on the other side. Okay, so that was a decent sized gator. But now I know this is where she's hanging out. She's definitely been traveling to and from this location often. She's been tearing through these weeds. I mean, there's probably been some hogs back here, so maybe she's eating the hogs. I don't know. But she's hanging out here. I wonder if she's going to make and produce some babies. Well, that was fascinating, folks. I wish I could have gotten a better view of her. Sorry I didn't. But we're going to get more opportunities like that in the months ahead. As soon as April hits, it's going to be Gator-rama. Okay, I'm going to go out to the T.M. Goodwin Marsh Conservation Area. And that, oh, she's watching me. She's watching me, folks. So the T.M. Goodwin Marsh Conservation Area is where, oh my gosh, unprecedented amount of gators. And you're going to see things you never thought existed. Anyhow, folks, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That helps the channel grow tremendously. And stay tuned, because I'm going to bring you a lot more gator action in the months to come. Have a great day.